Dear students, today we are going to learn about the 16 group which contain oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium and polonium. As you know that whenever you are going to top to down, the metallic character increases. So these are the non-metal and this is the metal. And this group of elements is known as chalcogen because they are ore forming. So these are the elements of this group and most of the all are non-metals. They are known as chalcogen because they are ore forming, and polonium is only the metallic character. However, it is a radioactive, and it was discovered by Marie Curie. And the name of polonium is given because it was found in Poland. Okay, so according to this homeland, they are giving the name of polonium. It found in ore of uranium and thorium, and even you can synthesize the polonium by bombarding of neutron on bismuth atom. So it will you will get polonium 2110, and is a alpha active and has half life is 138.4 days. So if I'm talking about the physical state, so as you know that oxygen is a gaseous at standard temperature and pressures, and it always form in a dimer like O2. Okay, and this is a small molecule, so the p-pi bonding is very effective. And if you are putting this electrons of O2 molecule according to the MO theory, you will get the bond order 2. So this is the like electronic configurations, this K1 for like 1s2 and 1s star, 1s2 star, then sigma 2s, like you have to arrange. Okay, and according to the VB theory, O2 molecules has 2 3 electron bonds, and a 3 electron bonds is equivalent to half bond. So both of the above bonding model shows like O2 has an unpaired electron and therefore is a paramagnetic. So yeah, these things, the equations I have already taught you in coordination schemas, like mu is equal to under root n into n plus 1 Bohr magneton. You can calculate the magnetic moment. But oxygen cannot form bond like sulfur cannot form the bond like the oxygens. So like S2 is not possible at standard temperature pressure because p-pi bonding is not effective. As you know that sulfur when for sulfur there's a vacant 3d orbital there, so that's why S2 is not possible, but it can make more larger means the number of sulfur atoms, more than one number of sulfur atoms can attach and form some kind of ring or crown like structure. So as it is possible, so like generally sulfur form this kind of ring structure. Okay, allotrope of oxygen and sulfur, if we are considering for oxygen, there are two allotropes like O2 simple and O3, which is known as ozone, and this is the structure of ozone is always a resonance structure. So you can draw like this the structure of ozone, and in ozone O bond distance is like 1.28, and it is intermediate between single and double bond, and this is the resonance structure. Whereas for sulfur, there are 4 allotropes like alpha sulfur, beta sulfur, cyclosulfur and plastic sulfur. Okay, so for alpha or orthorhombic sulfur, so these things you have learned already in solid state in this semester. So like A, B, C, the bond length is same, and the angle between alpha, beta and gamma is 90 degree, and common form of sulfur is at 25 degrees centigrade. So this is a general form, and this is a bright yellow, and melting point is 120 degrees centigrade. So this is a non-metal, so they are not dissolved in water, so insoluble in water, but they can easily soluble in some organic solvent like carbon disulfide. And S8N has ground ring structure. Similar for beta sulfur also, A, B, C are same, and alpha and gamma is a 90 angles, whereas beta is a some different angle. So alpha S changes at 95.5 degrees centigrade to beta sulfur, and the color is dull yellow, and melting point is 190 degrees centigrade. Same, insoluble in water, soluble in carbon dioxide, and acid has a crown structure. Whereas cyclo S means what? It contains Sn, where N is the number of atom. It may be between 6 to 12, 6 to 20. And the rings are similar, like SS distance is 2.05 angstrom, the angle is 106 degrees, and SS bond energy is 265 kilojoule, and they are soluble in carbon disulfide, benzene, etc. Plastic sulfur or catena S is obtained from molten sulfur, is poured in ice cold water, and generally it form like zigzag chain of sulfur atom, same insoluble in carbon disulfide. Oh, this is a little bit tricky. This is insoluble in carbon disulfide and transforms slowly to alpha sulfur. So effect of heat. So initially sulfur, if I am giving the heat below 100 degrees centigrade, so initially it will melt and convert it into yellow transparent mobile phase. But if I am giving the temperature more than 160 degrees centigrade and less than 200, so this melted sulfur converted into yellow to brown solutions. And this is the one of the important things, majority in most of the competitive exams it will come, like the viscosity increases, okay, when I am giving heat of sulfur atom more than 160 degrees centigrade and less than 200 degrees centigrade. In between, the viscosity is increases and maximum reach at around 200 degrees centigrade when it is a tar like. However, if I am giving the temperature more than 200 degrees centigrade, the viscosity is decreases and the mobility is increases till the boiling point, like 444.6 degrees centigrade, when it is a dark red liquid. The temperature above the boiling point, red vapor turning to yellow as the temperature is raised, and it is believed to contain acid, acids, etc. And at 1000 degree above temperatures, the sulfur is converted into S2, and which is a paramagnetic behavior, and it is a similar to O2. But room temperature, it is not possible. And as I told you, viscosity of sulfur is increases gradually, maximum around 200 degrees centigrade. And so yeah, for sulfur it can make some kind of long chain polymeric compound. Okay, so with increasing temperature, acid ring breaks and radical ends the generated, and those radicals join together and produce the long chain structure, and which is stable around 200 degrees centigrade. And if I am giving more heat, this polymer structure again break into smaller chains, and hence the viscosity of my material is decreases. Oxidation state of nature. So like for oxygen, it can form like -2 to +2, whereas for sulfur -2 to +6. Okay, and oxygen can form +1 +2 with fluorine atom. So the opposite is not true. You cannot calculate the oxidation state of fluorine in O2F2 because the electronegativity of fluorine is high. So please remember this thing. So oxygen has a positive oxidation state only with fluorine because fluorine is more electronegative than oxygen. So oxidation state of -half of oxygen is found only with superoxide like KO2, RbO2 or cesium dioxide. Sulfide, except alkali metal and calcium, strontium and barium have covalent nature because S2 minus is only easily polarizable. Or you can easily get idea about the covalent character if the electronegativity difference is not more than 1.9, you can say the bond is covalent, and if the electronegative difference is more than 1, then you can say the bond is ionic. Okay, so similar for oxygen also, oxygen can also make some kind of ionic bond as well as covalent bond depending upon the attachment of oxygen with some metal or non-metal. So by forming a two single bond like this kind of ether, or like in water molecule or alcohol or ether, so this is a generally covalent bond like structure. So even it can make a double bond and form a covalent structure with like C double bond O, NO, P double bond O, SO, etc. And by forming a three single bond like in H3O plus, or four single bond which is a rare in beryllium acetate molecule. Okay, and if it can form like electropositive metals like ionic bond with electropositive metals like in the form of M2O, or and like sodium oxide or calcium oxide, it can form ionic bond. So in addition to above, made of oxygen bonding has strongly ability to form hydrogen bonding. This is the one of the important thing. That's why the oxide of hydrides have higher melting point and boiling point compared to their particular group elements, like H2 has a highest boiling point compared to H2S. Okay, so there is some difference between oxygen and sulfur chemistry. So the valence electron are same like ns2 np4. Okay, but oxygen does not have a 3d orbital, whereas sulfur has a 3d orbital. Okay, so that's why it can form a maximum 4 bond, but the stable are divalent and trivalent. Due to this 3d orbital, it can also form more than 4 bonds. The electronegativity, highly electronegativity, so stabilize a higher oxidation state of metal like Mn2O7 or chromium trioxide, osmium tetroxide, etc. So no such compound are known because the electronegativity of sulfur is less. Here p-pi p-pi bonding is strong, so it can form like O2 molecules, whereas here p-pi p-pi bonding is not strong, but d-pi p-pi bond is strong, and no tendency towards the catenations, whereas much higher catenations ability. So catenation is nothing but it can attach with its own atom and form a longer chain length bond like carbon. So note catenated compound of sulfur are following like polysulfides like Sn2 minus, where N is equal to 2, 2 3 4, and sulfide of type X, SnX, whereas X is you can put like HClCN, and N is like 100, and polysulfonic you can also form. General properties of the elements, as you know that the atomic number is increases. If atomic number is increases, atomic radius is always increases. Okay, and similarly if I am removing two electrons, same my ionic radius is also increases. Electronegativity is decreases, as we know that the oxygen has the highest electronegativity. Electronic structure is like inert atmosphere, ns2 np4. Okay, generally melting point is increases. Okay, similar boiling point is increases. Hydrides, okay, so it can easily attach with hydrogen and form hydride. So for this group, like we can say like water, H2O, H2S, H2Se, and H2T, and H2PO. Okay, and H2PO is a like in very trace amount. And as we know that if we are comparing the boiling point of hydride, H2O is a highest boiling point because it can form a intermolecular hydrogen bond. So water is liquid at room temperature due to the extensive association of water molecules through intermolecular hydrogen bonding, whereas other hydrides are false, mangy, and toxic gases, and these hydrates are weak in aqueous solutions, but H2O is amphoteric. Okay, so it can react with acid also and base also. That's why it is known as amphoteric behavior. For hydrogen sulfide, H2SE and H2T can be prepared by following methods. Okay, so if I were this you have done in practical. So generally, what we are doing, we are for generations of H2S gas, we are using ferrous sulfide and we are adding HCl and H2SO for mixture. So it will produce H2S gas. Okay, and this gas you can use for determinations of or identifications of second group elements in inorganic quantitative analysis. Similarly, you have to take here ferrous selenium and HCl, so you can produce H2Se. Whereas for aluminum tellurium, with you dissolve in water, you can produce H2Te. So general property of hydride: from H2O to H2Te, the enthalpy of fusion is decreases, thermal stability also decreases, bond angle decreases. Okay, because the bond angle decreases because the strain on metal atom increases, the reducing power is increases, acidic strength increases, toxicity is increases. Whereas for boiling point, H2O has a highest boiling point. Okay, so the order is like then H2Te, H2Se and H2S. So if I'm writing overall order, so this is the exception. H2S has the highest boiling point, then H2Te, H2Se and H2S. General train is if the atomic number is increases or molecular weight is increases, the boiling point increases, but H2O can form hydrogen bonding, so that's why this is the exception case for boiling point of H2O. Acid strength, it can form a conjugated base because it can easily remove two hydrogen. Okay, so and convert it into like O2 minus H2 minus Te2 minus Na. And if we are talking about the size, so size means what? Radius. That is we know that like the atomic number increases, radius is increases, so that's why the radius is increases. Whereas charge density means what? Charge divided by the radius. So this is the charge is constant, -2. Okay, and the atomic radius is increases from oxygen to tellurium, so that's why charge density is highest for O2 minus and lowest for tellurium. So this is many times examiner will ask in MCQ for the charge density of the arrange, or it may be like the arrange the your atom according to the charge density of their increasing and decreasing order. ओके, सो आपको सिर्फ क्या करना है, चार्ज लेना है, -2 वो सभी में फिक्स है। अगर रेडियस की बात करेंगे तो इसकी रेडियस सबसे छोटी है, तो -2 सबसे छोटा यहाँ पर आएगा, तो इसकी वैल्यू क्या होगी? सबसे बड़ी। यहाँ पर चार्ज क्या है? -2, बट इसकी रेडियस ज़्यादा है, तो न्यूमिनेटर ज़्यादा है, तो इसी वजह से इसका आंसर क्या आ रहा है? सबसे कम आ रहा है। ओके, तो सिर्फ इतना ही याद रखना है आपको यहाँ पर। The greater the charge density on the conjugated base, greater its attraction for the proton, and it suppresses the ionization, making the acid weak. So oxygen also forms H2O2 peroxide, and it is prepared in laboratory by the exchange of dilute HCl on metal peroxide. So this is the laboratory method, like sodium peroxides with HCl, so you will get hydrogen peroxide. And this barium oxide and H3PO4, you can produce hydrogen peroxide. But for industrial method, mostly people are using this electrolysis process of concentration acid or sodium ammonium sulfate, ammonium hydrogen sulfate, and auto oxidations of 2-ethyl anthraquinone. So for electrolysis process, as you know that if I have a sulfuric acid and it dissociated into water, like H plus produce H plus and HSO4 minus, and cathodic reactions, what this 2H will gain 2 electron because it is on cathode, then produce a H2SO4, whereas this lose electron and converted into H2S2O8, and this again decomposed and produce or I can say anode solution is hydrolyzed to water and produce H2O2, and fraction distillations of hydrolyzed anode solution produce H2O2 up to 90 to 98%. So it's like that, H2SO5, and it is known as Caros acid, and again you have to do reaction with water and you will get H2O2 plus sulfuric acid. And this is the auto oxidations, simple. You have to do reactions with air, so you will get this kind of anthraquinone structure and peroxide molecules. So H2O2 is a bluish viscous liquid, and that is denser than water, and it is due to the fact that H2SO is more associated through hydrogen bonding with water, and that's why pure H2O2 is a colorless liquid, and boiling point is 0.2 degrees centigrade, and mostly H2O2 is used for cleansing agent as well as for disinfectant. The H2O2 is decomposed at room temperature and produce a water molecule, and therefore it can act as a bleaching agent. So like color plus oxygen, it produce colorless. So bleaching is oxidative and it is a permanent. So aqueous 30% solution of H2O2 is used as an oxidant, and it is a reducing agent also. The oxidation number of H2O2 is -1, which is an intermediate of oxygen, and therefore it is oxidant and reductant both. So H2SO4 can act as a both oxidant and reductant, but oxidant is like highest, whereas the reducing reductant property is less. Okay, so mostly it can act as a oxidant. So you can get the idea about from these equations, like H2O2 it will gain 2 electrons, so the oxidation state of oxygen is changed from -1 to -2, so it is a reduce because it is a taking electron, so it can act as a very good oxidant, and the reduction potential is that's why high, 1.77, and it is an oxidizing agent in basic medium like H2O or H2 minus plus water plus 2 electron converted into 3 OH minus, and the reduction potential is 0.87. So that's why it oxidizes Fe plus 2 into Fe plus 3, I2 minus into I2, like S2 minus into SO4 2 minus, and it is used to clean black-ended oiled pigments due to the oxidations of lead sulfide to lead sulfate. Okay, but the reductants, it is not a good property for it, and strength of the peroxide, so it is denoted by the volume strength. Means what? If the volume strength denotes the volume of oxygen produced at standard temperature pressures. For example, if I have 10 volume of H2O2, means the solution from which 1 ml I can produce 10 ml oxygen. So it's simple calculations, and the another units you can convert it into gram per liter strength, normality and molarity. Acid strength of H2O2 and water. So but natural H2O2 is a little bit acidic than water. Okay, and you can get the idea about this the constant also. So this is a higher value and this is a lower value, and it is because the oxidation number of H2O in H2O oxidation number of oxygen is -2 and here -1. If I'm talking about the structure of H2O2, it is like open book structure. So you have to write two oxygen molecule here. One is this downward side and another one is upward side. Okay. It can also make halide with like fluorine. Okay, so you have to write oxygen fluoride, not a fluoro. fluorine oxide. As I told you, the electronegativity is fluorine is higher, and whenever the electronegativity of material is higher, you have to write that particular name on right hand side. So that's why fluoride we have written here and oxygen here. Okay, not like that. And sulfur forms a variety of halide like +1, 2, 4, and +6, whereas for oxygen +1 and +2 only. Okay, and in addition to above, the sulfur forms some very important oxalate like SOX2. It can react with fluorine, chlorine, and bromine, and this you know already know that thionyl chloride, which we have used many times in organic reaction for chlorination purpose. Okay. So sulfur tetrafluoride can be prepared by the reactions of like thionyl chloride and sodium sulfide. So you can easily prepare SF4. And further, if you are doing hydrolysis of this, you will get a sulfur dioxide and hydrogen fluoride. Similarly, you can easily produce SF6 also. You have to do reactions with directly fluoride. Okay, so the trace amount of SF4 and S2F10 also form, whereas most of your product is SF6. And it has a very unique property. That's why it is a very useful product. Okay, because it is a chemically inert, and it is used as a insulating medium for high voltage electronic equipments. However, the breakdown it produce breakdown product of like SF6 or SF5CF3 has a greenhouse effect, and it is also very stable and expected to remain in the atmosphere about 1,000 years. Thionyl chloride, as I told you, you are using this thionyl chloride or phosphorus trichloride for chlorinating agent in organic chemistry. So thionyl chloride is the most important oxohalide of sulfur, and it can be prepared by reactions of sulfur dioxide with phosphorus pentachloride. Okay, and thionyl chloride is a colorless, and if you are doing reactions with water, it will produce like sulfur dioxide and hydrogen chloride. The products are gaseous and easily removed, therefore thionyl chloride is often used to prepare anhydrous methyl chloride. Like if I want to prepare FeCl3, just I have to do reactions with thionyl chloride. I will get similar chromium chloride hexahydrated, so I have to do reactions with this, then I can easily produce the chromium chloride. And if I have a suppose alcohol, and if I am doing this, so I can get a chloride. So this we are using this method in organic to synthesize chlorinating agent. And if I are talking about SF4, it is a so it is like a trigonal bipyramidal structure. You have to put 4F here, and this is a lone pair of electrons. So that's why you can say it is a distorted tetrahedral. Okay. Whereas SF6 is a completely octahedral structure, and as SOX2, it is also like tetrahedral structure, but this is a lone pair of electron. And the molecular parameter of SOX2, so the bond order is decreases. Why? Because here the fluorine atoms can uh, uh, fluorine can cause a larger contractions of 3D orbital. Okay, so that's why it can force or make a larger bond between S and O in SOF2. So that's why the bond order in of SO in SOF2 is higher, and if you are going from this to this side, it is a decreases. Okay, whereas the bond distance is increases. Okay,